Hello guys, welcome back. In the last lecture, we worked on my network page for the users. Once signed into the system, a user can see all the connections. I mean both requested and received connection on this my network page. But we were left with one issue there on my network page, and that was the get the username and profile title for both received and requested connection, where we running queries in the loop. Okay, and that was causing the worst impact on the performance. Okay, let me show you. So here you can refresh the my network page. Okay, so just refresh the page and now go to the terminal where server is running. So here you can see that we are running too much queries to fetch all the requested and received connection request. Okay, so this is the worst thing and this is the problem for us. Here we need to display the same output. Okay, but using eager loading to reduce the number of queries. Okay, so we will use eager loading to reduce the number of queries. So first we need to define the custom associations in the connection model, and we will define two different association for both requesters and receivers. So let's do that. First, switch to the project directory and open the connection.rb file. Okay, where you can see that we already have an association defined that is belongs to user. Okay, now we need to add an association for fetching all the requested connection for a user. Here we will use connected user id as the foreign key. Okay, so what we can do here, so after the belongs to user, belongs to, and then requested. Okay, and then foreign key. Here what you need to do now, connected user id. Okay, and then provide class name, that is user. Okay, save it. And after this you need to define a similar connection but for received. Okay, and for received connections we need to define user id as foreign key. So change this requested to received, and here the foreign key id you need to use user id. Okay, so this association will give us all the requested and received connection for the current user. Okay, and that's it for the connection model. Save it. And then next we need to change the existing queries in the index section of the connections controller. So open the connections controller, and in the index section here you can see that this is the existing queries that we are running to fetch requested and received connections. Okay, so now what we need to change here, that we need to use this current user dot connections to connection dot includes, and here you need to provide requested. Okay, and similarly you need to use connection dot includes received here. Okay, and change this requested to received. Okay, and save it. Okay, so here include has been used for eager loading the requested and received connections for the current user. Okay, now save the controller file. And as the last thing, we need to change the way of getting the name and profile title of user in both requested and received connection blocks in the index.html.trb. So here you can see that right now we are running this query to get the requester and get the receiver here. Okay, so now what we will do, that we will remove these helper methods, and to get the requested connection of a connection record, what we can do, simply connection dot requested. Okay, and here what you need to do, connection dot requested dot profile title. Okay, so just remove this helper, replace this helper method by this one. Okay, and now in this and received connections, what we need to do, connection dot received dot name. Okay, so here you can remove this requested by received. Okay, and do this for the profile title as well. Okay, so now you can see that we have much better approach here. Okay, now save everything that we make changes in this lecture. Okay, and make some space into the terminal. Okay, so here you can see that these are the queries that were running before. Okay, now make the space here and go to the browser for my connections page or my network page, and now refresh the page. Okay, you will still see the same output that we are getting here. And if you come to the browser now, here you can see that we are doing this with very less number of queries, because of includes or because of eager loading. Okay, so you can see that by defining this association in the connection.rb, we got improved performance, and we define the eager loading in the index section of the connections controller. Okay, and that's what we wanted to do. Okay, and now since we added these helper methods in the last lecture, so we can remove both the helper methods and we will still get the same output. Why we are removing this? Because these methods have no use now, okay, because we removed everything and we did not need them. Okay, so now save the application helper file and try to refresh the page again, and without these methods you will still get the same output. Okay, and but with very less number of queries. Okay, and that's what we wanted to achieve. Okay, so in this lecture, we learned how to perform better queries to fetch associated data using eager loading. Okay, and we also learned how to define custom associations using foreign key and class name options. Okay, now we will meet into the next lecture where we will work on taking actions on the request. I mean, on accept or reject a request. Okay. Meanwhile, try this lecture at your end, and we will meet into the next lecture. Till then, tata, goodbye, take care, and stay safe.